meeting for comments of the public at this time, remembering that we can speak 5 minutes on any one subject. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm here tonight for an update of the situation that I initially expressed my concern to the village about on September 2nd of last year regarding a tree on 11 Edgewater Drive that I feel is leaning dangerously toward my house on 9 Edgewater Drive. From my understanding, the code enforcement officer, Clifford Sterling, issued a notice of violation to the homeowner on 11 Edgewater Drive, Miss Donna Roberts, on October 31st of 2014 regarding this situation. In a phone conversation with the village clerk, which was at a later date, Carol Hanfield told me that she had spoken with Ms. Roberts and that Ms. Roberts told her that she would take care of the tree by May 31st, 2015. As of today, July 20th, nothing has happened. I have given you all copies of pictures as well as satellite images of this tree, which I believe shows why I am so concerned about it. In the satellite image, number 1, it shows the crown of the tree hanging over my house. Number 2 shows the tree is leaning towards my house. I'll have to admit that's a little pixelated so you can't tell. Therefore, we took a picture with a camera which really shows that the tree is in fact leaning heavily towards my house. Number 4 shows dead wood in the top of the tree, which falls on occasion. I also gave you a copy of a letter from a Peter Landau from Northeast Arboriculturalist Associates regarding his assessments of the tree on December 12th. I encourage you to look at what is highlighted. I do not have the authority to direct the correction of this problem, but I believe the village does, and I'm asking you, the board, for your help. Thank you.
Gene, you want to answer that? Was it Mrs. Roberts?
Mrs. Roberts was in the office today, and I think you had a conversation with John to
Yep, I did.
effect? Okay.
What did Mrs. Roberts say, please?
Mrs. Roberts said that she would get back to me tomorrow. She has a gentleman lined up that she was meeting this evening to secure a date and a price to crown the tree. She knew that we were talking about the issue tonight at the board meeting, and she is in agreement. She would love to take the tree down, but the price quotes that she has received to date are inaffordable to her, and therefore she is resorting to the crowning.
Did Ms. Roberts before state she was going to do it by May 31st?
Originally, that was the date that had been discussed.
So, it not having been done, hopefully this next date will be fixed. If it doesn't happen this time, what happens?
The issue will be addressed by the board, and a decision will be made. She had until the 17th actually to come forward this time, and I was pleasantly surprised to see her show up in my office today.
Not the 17th though.
Not the
So
17th.
she missed the deadline again by a few days, but at least she showed up.
She came in today.
Okay, well, my concern is the same as it's always been, and I really appreciate the fact that it looks like there might be some movement. However, I just hope the tree stays up there until something gets done without it falling on my house. So that's my concern.
Mr. Merchant, is it pulling out of the ground, that's what's happening, or?
No.
I can't say that it's pulling out of the ground, but if you take a look at that lean on that
Right,
tree,
yes.
the ground is saturated with water. Those trees, I can show you a picture of one the same size that tipped right over and crushed a barn. I just hope I'm not in my barn when it goes.
Anybody else?
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks, Mr.
thank you.
Merchant. Thanks, Mark.
If not, we'll have a chance at the end of the meeting. Minutes of the previous meeting, board. You all have copies.
Yes.
or additions?
Make a motion to accept the minutes?
Second that.
Moved by trustee Martin, seconded by trustee Cruz. Any discussion? There being no discussion, all those in favor, vote by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. Bills, you all have a copy of the bills. And is there any additions to Becky?
There was 2 additions, and actually the grand total needs to be amended too. Let me just, one of the additions was Lenny's shoes. It didn't show up on your report, that was for $489. And the other addition is Fastenal for $11.49. And the grand total, is gonna be $385,050.51. So it increases by $528.91.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Make a motion to accept the bills as amended?
Second.
Moved by trustee Martin, seconded by trustee Moore. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor, vote by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. Correspondence.
The only item I have is I, Joseph R. Treadwell, effective July 6, will resign from the zoning board to resume my position on the village board. This is from Joe.
Need a motion to accept.
Motion to accept? Will you send a letter with regret?
Need a second? Second.
John?
Moved by trustee Martin, seconded by trustee Mott. Any discussion? There being no discussion, all those in favor, vote by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Carol. Report of the mayor and trustees. First thing on my agenda is, there's a resolution that was presented last meeting, and this is an amended resolution, and I'm not going to read it because it's all been read once before. The only thing that's been taken out was the money decrease in the fire department budget and the $17,000 to the police department. Been taken out. So I need a motion to accept this resolution.
Motion to accept the budget modification resolution?
Second.
Moved by trustee Martin, second by trustee Moore. Roll call vote, trustee Martin.
Aye.
Trustee Moore.
Aye.
Trustee Mott.
Aye.
Trustee Treadwell.
Aye.
Aye. Vote aye. Okay, appointing a new zoning board member. At this time, I'd like to appoint Mr. Tom Dart. And I need a motion on that, to the zoning board.
Motion to accept for zoning board?
I'll second that.
Moved by trustee Martin, second by trustee Treadwell. Any discussion? There being no discussion, all in favor, vote by using sign of aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, motion carried.
Welcome aboard.
Okay, this is a discussion only. I'm bringing it up and we can do it. Last meeting, we surplus 58 metal halide lights for high day. There is some people interested in them, but we gotta put a price on what we want for them. So, that being said, what's the board decision?
No idea.
Well, if there is some people, if there's one person, I mean, we could sell them now, but if there's more than one party interested, let them bid, let them go to that.
Is it more than one person, or is it just one person, Carol?
I only received a call from one, and I told him that we had to make this decision, so.
Well, maybe you sold one or lots, or maybe it's
One, I don't,
In the past, we've sold them a lot.
hell, you do it 58.
That's not our decision to determine.
Yeah,
sorry to put right on one. Pretty tight for it.
Well, Brian commented earlier, they should go in the dumpster.
Okay, whatever you want to get.
Well, the only concern, I think, is the concern that you had earlier, John.
Well, that's the big concern of mine. I mean, if we surplus them, these things are replaced through IEP funding.
Right.
because they're not energy efficient.
As
Or they're not as energy efficient as the new ones.
Correct,
So
exactly.
if somebody buys these from the village,
Right.
puts them in, 3 years down the road, says that, you know, there's something out there newer,
Right.
more energy efficient, IEP's gonna buy them again. I was always under the understanding that they had to be destroyed when they were taken down. But George apparently called and the guy
I
said
called
it
Mike
was
Lyons
completely fine
and
to
he said
surplus.
they're energy efficient lights and you can sell them, do what you want with them.
With that being said, I guess I'll make a motion to allow the clerk to publish in the paper for surplus lights, as one lot, with no minimum bid. And, Ryan had mentioned about the docks, can we attach that to the same thing?
No one been on the docks?
No, but last time, if you recall, I don't believe it had gone to the paper, so this will, I can add it to, so.
Okay.
I better take
You don't have to add it to it, I can take and bite it myself, if you want to sell it. Tonight?
Yeah, we made a motion to surplus them last
Yeah.
Okay.
meeting.
Will
Are you talking the lights or the
bid
docks?
on, and then it's fair.
Second motion.
I can't hear what anybody's saying, so,
I can't figure out what they're saying.
no.
So
Yeah,
are we
talk a little
making a
louder.
motion to put this out?
Yeah, you're making a motion to allow the clerk to publish in the paper
Right.
surplus lights in the dock. I don't know what's not clear about that.
Well, she just didn't hear you.
You don't have to buy the docks and the lights in one pack.
No, they can
No,
buy
I'm just-
separate.
Yes. I just want to make it clear that.
All right, so motion's on the floor, made and seconded, any discussion? There being no discussion, all those in favor, vote by your consent of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried.
Who made the second? Excuse me,
Junior.
Joe.
George, you forgot to talk about the car charge, please.
I'm not,
Oh, you're not, good. You forgot.
because they're not operating yet,
Okay,
there's
very
problems.
good, no problems.
I have one other thing to bring up. It's not on the agenda. This afternoon, we had a meeting with the Development Corporation of Clinton County. They are very interested in the Wyeth property. And that's all I can say at this time, which is a very positive move because the way they explained it, that they're out of property in Plattsburgh. They have no place to expand.
Bring him here. Bring him here. Now, is that the parking lot, whole,
Everything, their property, period.
by the tower and everything?
A what?
Whole by the tower, all that?
All of the
All the
82
lights.
acres or whatever there for Pfizer. They want about.
That land they got by the other side of Potter Town.
Yes, the other side. Yes, I didn't know what. Okay, so that's just for information at this time.
Good.
All right, that's it for me. Trustee Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just got a couple of things. One thing is the water plant pump. Stopped down there, seen Brian Delano, and pump was taken out. Gonna be going out for repairs, or we could have a new one. I forgot the exact amount that he said, but it was 7,000 something to have it refurbished, or a little over 8,000 to have the thing completely replaced and brand new. So maybe up to the board to figure out what we wanna do. Do we wanna go brand new, or do we wanna have it refurbished? Refurbished, got a 15 to 20-year lifespan, and it's even brand new, you still got about 20 years.
You don't know the exact numbers.
No, I don't know the exact
It's
numbers, but
$7,050 for the retool, it says, and $8,550 for, no, that's new retool for $8,550. To rebuild is $7,050.
So it's 1,500 more for brand
Yeah,
new
yeah.
versus rebuild.
Brad, you know, turnaround, what, when get back faster, or they, you know what I mean, is it?
What's the warranty on it?
warranty, not exactly sure on the warranty, we didn't get into discussing what the warranty is until we figure out where we wanna go.
That's another person.
If we wanna go brand new, I'll take a check and find out, for either one.
You know, if the warranty's the same on either
I
one.
think it's gonna be about the same on either one.
Right.
When I spoke with Brian this afternoon, he explained that the warranty on the rebuilt would be similar to a new in that it was only for the parts that that were
That were replaced.
refurbished and so on.
So it doesn't cover the whole pump then, the refurbished, the warranty? Just the
Yeah,
parts they put in?
It would be, the way that he explained it to me, it would be for the work that was done.
They see if the new ones
Now,
are.
I don't know how long that warranty on the entire unit, I mean, I would assume that has expired long ago.
You know if it's they got in the budget for either one? You know, Gene or?
I do not off the top of my head.
Seems to be a lot of stuff missing. Yeah, all the warranty on it, a lot of stuff missing.
Here's my concern about it. Send that pump out to be repaired. Supposing he takes it apart and it can't be repaired.
Then we gotta go brand new, we gotta
Like
take
I
that
know, why didn't we order a pump months ago? We took the pump out, we got a pump in. Send it down, if it can be repaired, then you got a spare. If not, we're ahead of the game. Right now, if that pump can't be repaired, we'll probably be looking at considerable time before we have a pump.
Okay, is it a budgeted item? Do we have money in the budget?
It's an emergency, it's not a budget item, John. It's an emergency.
When did that
Emergency repair.
Didn't really get an answer from Brian on when we needed an answer.
Well, to check into some of the stuff, and can we go to the next meeting so we can get some of these answers?
Yeah, we can
Some of
just
these questions answered?
I'm sure you can, because we ain't gonna get that pump back for a while.
The other
Why
thing
wouldn't the
that,
head of the water plant have a report for us? Why wouldn't we have this, all the numbers and everything in a row here? It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
the other thing I heard this morning was that the old pump, they may not be able to get some of the parts, they may have to make some of the parts because the old parts aren't available. So they may have to machine some of the parts for that, but whether that's true or not, that's just what I heard.
Well, that makes the cost go, that'll make the cost go up, I think.
So, some of these questions need to be answered before we can make our decision on what we
So
want
we'll
to do.
just, we'll table it, and as soon as I get the answers for you.
Well, I think John's got a good idea, maybe, you know, the head of the water plant needs to give us some more answers and try to deal with these issues.
Get some more information.
Right. Sure.
So,
Get some more information on.
yeah, we'll table this, and I'll get the information.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I just sent him an email, and we'll see if he comes back, because he's working tonight.
The second thing that I got is request an executive session to discuss the police issue.
Second.
Moved by trustee Martin, seconded by trustee Moore. Roll call vote, trustee Martin.
Aye.
Trustee Moore.
Aye.
Trustee Mott.
Aye.
Trustee Treadwell.
Aye.
The mayor votes aye.
That's all that I have.
Thank you, trustee Martin. Trustee Moore.
Request executive session, discuss sewer plant personnel.
Second.
Moved by trustee Moore, seconded by trustee Martin. Roll call vote, trustee Martin.
Aye.
Trustee Moore.
Aye.
Trustee Mott.
Aye.
Trustee Treadwell. The mayor votes aye.
Okay, and I'd like to authorize Arson, Carol, and Jean to go to Lake Placid on September 28th till October 2nd for NICOM training. It's 4 days for a total of $4,233.60.
Second.
Moved by trustee Moore, seconded by trustee Martin. Discussion. It's a budgeted item, by the way. It's every year. All right, no discussion. All those in favor, vote by your sign of aye.
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 Motion carried.
One other thing, for the people that go up to the compost pile and dump their leaves and clippings, could they please bring them to the back? You go up there and everybody dumps them right at the beginning, where you can't get by the pile to dump them farther back. And that's it.
Well, thank you, trustee Moore. Trustee Mott.
Request an executive session to discuss contract negotiations.
Second.
Moved by trustee Mott, seconded by trustee Moore. Roll call vote, trustee Martin.
Aye.
Trustee Moore.
Aye.
Trustee Mott.
Aye.
And trustee Treadwell. And the mayor votes aye.
That's all I have.
Thank you, trustee Mott. Trustee Treadwell.
The Dodge Memorial Library recommendation to replace Sarah Diaz. You have that, Carol?
Time to get up, Brad.
You know.
Effective, you want me to read it?
5 minutes is done.
Too long, 5 minutes.
Effective August 1st, 2015, the Rouses Point Dodge Memorial Library Board of Trustees recommend that Susan Sullivan begin working as a part-time, as-needed substitute library page. Susan has filled out the appropriate civil service application and is already trained in the library computer system, Verizon. Susan has been a substitute at the Champlain Memorial Library. This is from Andy Ewart, the library board president. I believe Sarah's leaving, they want to bring her in to replace her hours.
Do we need a motion on that?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to accept Susan to replace Sarah.
Second.
Moved by trustee Treadwell, seconded by trustee Moore. Any discussion, board? There being no discussion, all those in favor, vote by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
And I'd like to request executive session to discuss library personnel.
Second?
Moved by trustee Treadwell, seconded by trustee Martin. Roll call vote, trustee Martin.
Aye.
Trustee Moore.
Aye.
Trustee Mott.
Aye.
Trustee Treadwell.
Aye.
And the mayor votes aye.
All right, there's just one more thing on the agenda. Kind of off of it, I'm the one that discussed this, but I am. And April 6th, the meeting, April 6th, 2015, it was discussed that the marina owners could use the village streets to move their boats to the three marinas to their off-site storage facility. That was agreed upon, however, it was agreed upon and worded in the words, let me see, to allow the use of village streets to transfer boats for spring and fall. Myself as a marina owner, and John as a marina owner is asking for that to be just year-round, just so it's not specified like from April to June and then from September to October. Yeah, that's the key, you know, so if we have to take one, obviously in the wintertime, we're not gonna be hauling, so we're just asking for that to be, just for the work to be done, before Carol put it out to ordinance, that's all.
We need a motion to have that done? Make a motion to have it changed to year-round?
Yep.
Do we also need a motion to make this a local law, Carol?
You can just authorize me to send it to Tom and Amy, have it put somewhere in the,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Moved by trustee Martin, seconded by trustee Moore. All those in favor, vote by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried.
That's all I have this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, trustee Treadwell. Carol?
I have nothing.
Thank you. Jean?
I need to offer up an apology. I came to the clown show, the little kids' clown show on Thursday night, and without even thinking, I brought my dog. And dogs are not allowed, so I apologize. That's all.
Thank you, Jean. Becky?
Nothing.
Brian?
All's good.
Open the meeting to the public at this time. Anybody wishing to address the board may do so.
George, if the CDC takes over the property of theirs, it still stays on a tax roll, right?
Yes. I think so.
So
That was about
when they
preliminary
cancel out, they have to
discussion
cancel out
today.
before the first,
Pardon?
they have to cancel out before the 1st of March, they're gonna lower their assessment, of course, but we'd like
Well-
to keep that.
It was just a preliminary discussion today, for them to let us know what their intentions were.
Thank you, George.
Yep.
Brian, are they still paving Pratt Street this week?
Wednesday.
Wednesday? Okay, thank you.
All righty, motion
Watch for a
for
short recess.
recess.
Second?
Aye.
All in favor? Aye.